Hello, everyone. If you're new here, welcome to the Justin Hollen podcast. And if you're returning, welcome back. For those of you that don't know who I am or what this podcast is about, my name is Justin Hollen, and I'm a current mathematical finance master's student at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte and a financial analyst at a Fortune 500 company. This is a podcast where I have long-form conversations with friends, academics, professionals, and associates on a range of topics that I find interesting that I think would be interesting to you all and could bring value to the internet. Before we get started, I'd like to say that I appreciate all of you for being here, and if you'd like to support the channel, I do ask you guys like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment down below, and maybe share this with a friend or family member that you think would enjoy this conversation. And if you're watching this and you know someone that may be interested in being on this podcast or you want to be interested on this podcast, please leave a comment down below, or you can also email me in the description. Today, I have my friend and classmate Josh Molai on the podcast. If I had to describe him in a few words, it'd be dependable, ridiculously smart, and a future music icon. He just released a new song called Lies and will be releasing an EP very soon. And today we went deep into his music making process and where the passion for it came from the production to the songwriting to the mixing and to everything in between. I really hope you all enjoy this conversation that we had. All right. So first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. I wanted to get you on here. You know, how long have we known each other? Probably 2 years, almost 3 years?
About 2-3 years. I remember seeing you in my information management class, and then I came out after that test, and then you asked me, like, how did I do?
Yeah, you got like a 90, and I was like, I thought everybody was going to fail that test. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, I don't even know how I did that. I don't know. I just read some vocab words the night before, and then that was it. Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, no, that class was brutal. Do you dang, never mind. We're not going to say the professor's name.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it started with a Z. Anyways, so first thing I want to get on here, talk to you about was so you have a song currently out. Mm-hmm. It's called Fears.
I do.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious, what is the story behind that? And then also, the music video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because I saw that.
First of all, I appreciate you asking, man. And so basically, Fears is my... I don't know where to look. Should I just look?
Just look at me. Okay. Just ignore the cameras.
Okay. So Fears is my first single. And basically, the way I made it is very, very interesting. I made the beat at the time when I released it. I made it a year ago, and then I never touched it. And then after that, I was like, wait, I had this on my computer. So then I just started singing, humming different flows, mm-hmm. And then it just, I guess whatever it came in my subconscious of what I was feeling from that melody, I was like, okay. And then I started writing on my phone, and I was like, tired of running away from my fears. And then I think the hardest thing about making that song, since it was my first song, was just songwriting and figuring out what I wanted to say. And then when I got 50% through songwriting, I was like, wait, this is me talking about my story of being afraid of certain things and jumping into the music industry, jumping into things that I want to do, and express for who I am and what I'm passionate about. But the music video, I kind of wanted to encompass a visualizer of kind of telling a story. Mm-hmm. So it begins in a tunnel. Yeah. And I was like, it's a little cliche because they say the light at the end of the tunnel. So in the tunnel, you're at the tunnel, and then at the end, well, not at the end, but after that clip, you're out of the tunnel, and it's oh, okay, so it's a journey kind of thing,
Okay.
So yeah,
I was gonna say, you took those videos?
I did. Actually, on one of similar cameras we're recording on today. So
oh, really?
Yeah. It's a Sony Alpha 6000, and then I just put it into this software called Filmora, and then I edited it all in one night, and I was yeah. But go ahead.
No, Filmora is free.
No, I had to pay for it. it was one of those things where I was not new to editing software, and like it was free, but it would have added a watermark at the end of my video.
Okay.
So then I had to pay. I was like, oh, they got me. But yeah, it was like I kind of just crammed it into the night before I released it, like the video. I was like the feeling I got whenever I created everything, I was like, I don't know how I even did this, but it was insane. But to answer your question, Fears is about just like accomplishing your dreams and goals and not letting that hold you back. And it kind of relates to stuff I've like been through in my life, and just kind of figuring like the journey of me figuring out who I was, you know.
So when did you write the song? So yeah, you said it was a year apart, the beat versus like you writing it. So when was the beat made, and when was this like written?
So the beat, I believe it was released in either 2022. Yeah, it was released on December 31st, 2022, I believe. So whatever so it would be like in the 2021, sometime in 2021, I made the beat.
Okay. And
it was just literally me and my electric guitar just making this melody, and I added a whole bunch of filters over it in the start, and then it just pans into the actual guitar melody. And then I was like, whoa, this sounds really, really cool. And I was like, it was like all the way down like for all the files I made, and then I was like, wait, I made this? And I just like stuck with it after. Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you sitting on a lot of beats?
Huh?
Are you sitting on a lot of beats?
I am sitting on a lot. I want to get like a good arsenal. I guess that's what I call it, arsenal or inventory of beats. To like, cause I like to have options, you know, cause I don't like locking myself in. And speaking of which, perfectionism, bro. That's a big thing I've dealt with. That's one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to release. I don't know if you know, but I'm releasing another song this Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of held me back a little bit, but I've learned to deal with that. So
yeah, we'll talk about that new song in a bit. But
sorry, I didn't know.
No, you're good. You're good. You can throw it in whenever. So wait, so how? I'm kind of curious about the beat making process, because like the whole like song process in general, because I was always curious, like, do they make the lyrics first and then they make the beat, or is it like the beat, the lyrics, and then like the rhythm to it, or like how exactly? Yeah. I guess it's probably different processes. What is the process you use? I'm assuming
so yeah, I don't know, my method may seem a little weirder to a lot of other artists, but the process that I use for Fears and the process that I generally use for making music is I usually sit down, I'm going to produce something. I'm going to make the beat first. After I make the beat, after that, I decide, okay, how am I going to come up with some type of noise and like some type of sound of me singing? So I just start humming on the mic, you know, and let's say I hear like a little melody like going do 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 do, you know, and I'm like, okay, like this is a vibe, you know, and then I just start like humming, like I hear like different melodies in my head. I start humming. I'm like, okay, like this one may not be it. Okay, let me try this one, and like this one's like, oh, this is catchy. I like this, or like this, I like the feeling that I get from this, and then that's kind of the approach I got from Fears, and after that, I kind of just heard like the gibberish that I was like singing, and then I was like, tired of running away from my fear, and I was like, wait, that kind of hits, and then I kind of just like did that throughout the whole song. But my songwriting process has kind of changed a little bit. I still produce the beat now, but I kind of sit down and like write a little bit. Excuse me. First, and then I kind of like, it's like weird. It's like between like the humming the flows and writing, but it's like I don't want just the humming or like the gibberish to be the like main direction of the songwriting too. So it's kind of like a weird balance. I guess I make music based off of feeling. Yeah.
Okay. So you go back and forth with it, like
yeah,
the melody, or I guess it's the melody kind
Yeah.
of, and then to the lyrics and stuff like that, like back and forth.
yeah.
But the
back
first
and
one
forth.
was like kind of like freestyling it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Freestyling. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, freestyling. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And also
Yeah.
like you have a teaser video out.
I do.
Yeah, I saw that.
do
That
have
was
a
pretty
teaser.
cool. How
Thank you.
you made that on Filmora too?
I did not.
Where'd you make that?
Because I learned my lesson with Filmora. I was not gonna pay for that anymore. But I use CapCut.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, because you had it's like the words popping out on the screen.
Yeah.
Like it changes with that.
Yeah.
So because I've never used CapCut, this is kind of getting off topic.
No, you're good.
But does it like automatically? Does the AI system do that for you, or like are you typing in the words?
I type. Well, okay. So there's a feature called auto captions. So I guess that's AI.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
But I had to go in and adjust it because it was not exact to like my voice. So I had to go and make some markers, adjust it to the timeline, and I kind of like going for the aesthetic of like making things cinematic more than, I don't know, like I don't even know what you call it, but just kind of like telling a story type thing.
It's it's a lot more. It's more captivating than like the other way. It's just kind of like a generic like staring at your face type thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you had like so many instruments in there. Are those like, do you play all of those instruments? I don't even know. Like there was drums, there was guitars, I guess bass. I don't really know instruments like that. So like, what instruments do you play?
So in the video, you're asking?
Well, even in the video, I'm just saying like in the video, I saw multiple instruments, but like, how many do you know how to play, or like, do you play?
Yeah. So with instruments, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. I'm not a professional. I'm not like the best.
Okay.
But I did take guitar lessons when I was like 12 years old, and I didn't really like it because the music theory. And so the people who do like music theory out there, I totally respect it, but I just 12 years old playing guitar, it was not for me, so I didn't like I just dropped guitar and then I picked it back up and started learning. So I kind of know like the techniques of playing guitar, like finger placements, finger patterns on the frets, and just how to like feel the strings. So guitar, I'd say I'm proficient at. A little bit of piano, I self-taught myself that on YouTube. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how to play like actual songs. I just know how to like move my. It sounds so weird,
really?
But I know how to just move my hand around the piano. I'm a little.
I feel like there's a lot of artists that are like that.
Yeah.
Like unless you're like John Mayer or somebody like that that's been playing like instruments since you were a kid.
Yeah.
But like a lot of, I think that's how like Tyler the Creator, I think, learned and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But yeah, it's like just kind of figuring out where to put where the sound is at. But can you read music? No.
I can read a little bit. Like if you told me like where a C was on the scale, but after that, no clue. I mean, if you like taught me music theory, it would jog my memory from like learning guitar as a kid. But if you asked me right now, like what this chord is or what that chord is, I would be like, I have no clue. But yeah, so like I said, I make music based off of feeling, and when it comes to piano, I like know like a lot of like white key melodies, but the black keys, the minor keys, those are the tough ones to figure out. But so piano, kind of, I guess, proficient at making chords and melodies, and then producing, like just learning how to use. I use Ableton, which is like a pretty popular DAW. I don't know if you heard of it.
I have not heard of Ableton. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. They have like FL Studio. There's another one, and then Logic. What are you using for this right now?
Adobe.
I
use Adobe Audition. So.
Adobe's pretty good.
Is that in that category? Like you can do like this type of stuff on Adobe, really?
Yeah, I think Adobe could count. I mean, as long as you can record your voice or record instruments, and you have like some effects, then like reverb, delay,
Oh, there's a lot of effects on here. I never touched them. I don't know how to do it, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro. But and then I just actually started learning how to play the drums, and I'm completely new, self-taught again. It's just one of those things, and dude, drum sets are that drum set was so expensive, but
I was gonna say,
yeah. It was pretty expensive, but I've always wanted to learn how to play the drums, and I've just been kind of covering songs like, Good Life by One Republic. I've been like trying to practice. That's like one song I've been trying to practice the beat. So yeah, guitar, piano, drums, producing, making a beat, melodies in the software. And the great thing about making music is like with the piano, you can add different instruments and like different sounds. Like if let's say you want a synth, let's say you want brass, whatever you want, it goes on. And yeah, I think that and singing and
okay. What's the difference between guitar and bass?
Oh, guitar. Let's say again.
Is there a difference between guitar and bass?
Yes. I don't know how to play the bass guitar.
Okay.
But guitar is like more like a middle tone type of thing, where rather bass is like lower, and a bass guitar I think has less strings, if not mistaken. They're usually and they look very similar to the actual guitar, but the neck is longer, and they have less tuners, like the little things that tune the strings, and then the strings are a little bigger. That is something that I may want to learn down the road, but who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like make the song? Like, where do you sing it at? Like, are you in like a small room, or like do you have a studio? Like, what do you do?
I live in a house, and there's like, it's like a pretty big space. It's on the second story of the house, and it's a very open room, so it's not like a closet or something. I know that it's not ideal, like, because I know like recording vocals, you need to have like what do you call it, the insulating covers, or
so
I don't know, foams. Yeah,
so does it bounce and stuff.
Yeah. But I got like a shield to kind of like cover the noise, and as well as with like a pop filter. And yeah, it just comes down to mixing as well, like and it works. It sounds good. So
I was gonna say, you can get like rid of echo and stuff like in mixing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about compression. It's just like because like it compresses all the weird like imperfections and like noises, and yeah. Okay. It's yeah.
So from start to finish, you do the whole process, because I know some people can like they'll get the beat from somebody like off of YouTube, and then they'll write the song, do all that stuff, but then they'll send it away to get it like finally mixed. Yeah. So do you do all of
that? So I don't. All right. Sorry. Repeat the question. Because you're good.
No. So like I know there's like different like things you can do, like you can outsource it and stuff like that. Yeah. But like in like a mixing, I know the mixing process is supposed to take a while, I think. So you do that, like you could do everything from start to finish.
I basically do everything myself.
Oh really? Okay.
But I'm not much of a fan of like outsourcing like on YouTube beats. I did actually, the first song my voice was ever on, it was a YouTube beat. It was a song called I Love You with some other my friends that are artists. Great song, but I'm more of like wanting to like do it myself kind of thing, because it shows that you're putting in the work, and I also, it's like your
like
sound.
I was gonna say, you feel like you're more restricted when you do a beat off of YouTube and stuff like that.
And then they got the production tabs like Jumbo Beats or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Jungle Beats.
Yeah, Jungle Beats.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah. But yeah, mixing. I'm glad you picked that up. Like that's probably the one feel like I'm always learning, and I'm not a pro, like I said. Like I do everything based off feel, and I learn as I go. But mixing is probably the hardest thing when it comes to making music, because lyrics is one thing, but learning how to like make your song or make your beat or your sound like official and radio ready, that's the hardest thing. And I think that's why audio engineers, the guys with the huge mix tables and studios, that's why they have a job and, you know, exist. But there's, you know, that you can definitely mix on a DAW or like Ableton or anything like that, and it really just comes down to adjusting volume levels. That's all mixing is. So it's and just filtering.
Do you have to do it with headphones, without headphones, and stuff like that? Like you have to do multiple.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So I actually recently got these things called studio monitors, which are like basically these two speakers, but they are specifically made for like studio recordings, and I listened to those first, and then after that I'm like, okay, this sounds pretty good, sounds mixed and everything, and then I listened to Audio-Technica headphones, and then it sounds a little bit different. I will say I think the headphones are more accurate just because it feels closer to your ear than just two speakers. But it's good to have those speakers because, like, let's say you're listening to it in the car versus like if you're listening to it in your AirPods. Yeah. So it's like you got to think about the different listening environments, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know there's like some YouTuber, like music reviewers, they'll do a headset test and then they'll do a car test. Yeah. Like see how it sounds. And like sometimes it can sound really good in the car, but not in the headsets. They're like vice versa.
It's weird, bro. It's some trippy stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you like do anything particular like in the song? Because there's been a couple songs. I guess like the most known one is like Bohemian Rhapsody, where like you hear like the one, it comes in one ear and then it comes out the other. Like, do you go in there and do you specifically mess around with like, I want
like panning from the left to right? Yes. Yeah.
Did you do that?
I did that a lot.
I thought so. Okay. Yeah. I thought, because I had headphones on, I was listening to it and it was going from like one side to the other, and it's like something I don't really notice that often. I noticed like artists that like really put a lot of effort in. Like I think Kendrick Lamar has done it in a couple songs where he'll rap and you'll hear it like switch back and forth.
Fire
like,
artist, by the way.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah. No, it like, you know, I think so. Like this is where I think the learning process really helped me too, because YouTube is literally where I learned how to produce music. I mean, like just like learning different skills, bits and pieces. And there's this one skill where, like, and this goes along with mixing, like to make your voice stand out and seem wider. What I did in Fear is, and I did this intentionally, I panned one layer of like each verse or one of the verses to the left ear, like 50 to the left, and then the same to the right, 50 to the right. And I like panned like my lower register voice in the left and then my higher register in the right. Okay. So it sounds like, but it works. It sounds like symmetrical, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I was like, I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, at first, I was like, is this two different voices? And then I was like, it's your voice. Yeah. So do you do, because I know like some artists will do multiple takes and then they'll like layer it kind of. Do you do that? Or do you just change? Oh, so you do that.
Yeah, I do. So I do multiple layers. So I think it sounds a lot different if, like, let's say you sang a verse or like part of a chorus or something, and then you duplicated that track, and then you put it like to both of them together. It does not sound. I feel like it does not sound good. Because it just sounds like they're right on top of each other. They're fighting. Yeah. But I think it's always better to just do multiple takes. Yeah.
And then just stack it like that instead of trying to like stack one and then like maybe bring the bass or change the bass or like change the volume or something like that.
Yeah. That's why it takes so long, bro. It's like, because it's like the best way I can describe making music is like a puzzle. Like there's all these puzzle pieces and you gotta like there are some shortcuts for sure, like definitely, but like it's just like if the more you have an individual puzzle piece to your project, I feel like the better it's gonna sound, because it's more authentic and you're really like focusing on each sound one by one until boom, like you're 100% complete and it's like a whole song.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds more complete when it's like that, I feel like.
Yeah.
versus?
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, a lot of stuff I have no clue. Like, especially like the songwriting process, because I'll be like, dang, does the beat come first? Beat come last? I'm like, well, how does this? Because I know some people will like write and then they'll do this.
Yeah.
And then they'll find the beat that like matches with it, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, yeah, I was curious about that. So,
Yeah.
why'd you even like start making music?
Dude.
Like, when did this start? Like originally, like when did you like get your first? I guess the guitar was your first time, or no?
Yeah, the guitar was the main staple of an instrument. Dude, yeah, this is a big question. So when I first started, it was my sophomore year of high school. I think it was like, I don't even know what year that was. I guess it was, I graduated in 2020, so I guess it was like 2018, 2017. Yeah, I was like 17 years old when I started. Well, yeah, I was 17 years old whenever I got inspired, and that story is incredible. So I'll tell you. Okay. I went and shout out to my brother, because he made that. Like, without me going on this trip, it would not happen. So basically, my brother, big fan of this artist named Eden. He's like an alternative electronic artist.
Okay.
He's considered a little underground. But you know, he used to listen to that all the time, and then he like invited me. He's like, hey, yo, bro, like, let's go to this concert. It was his first concert. It was my first concert ever. And originally I thought, I was like, well, like, what's the whole point of going to concerts if, like, you know, you can just listen to the song at home? Like, like, why are we wasting our money here? But dude, I was completely wrong. Like, the hype, the journey, we woke up at like 4 a.m. that day, drove from North Carolina to Washington, D.C., all in one trip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he loves driving. And yeah, we got there. It was cold. It was in April. The hype was real. Like, seeing like everybody in the crowd, and everybody was older than me. And when I heard his voice, and I don't think Eden is like the best singer. He has more of like a lower register voice, but he sounds good and everything. But seeing him perform live and like hearing him sing on that stage, and seeing like feeling the feeling, and seeing everybody like feel the same feeling you're feeling, is just, it's a great experience. And the way he had the visuals on stage with, like, he had these like vertical beam lights that were just so cool. And then there's this one time in the concert where the fog machine was on, and they had like a golden light, and like you couldn't see the stage, and you couldn't see, like, you can only see the crowd, and it looked like heaven. It was like insane. I was like, I think that's the whole purpose of his name, Eden.
Okay.
But yeah, after, like, during that concert, I was like, you know, I've always thought about like maybe singing one day or becoming an artist. And then I was like, maybe I'll give this a shot, because I really, really like this experience, and I want to, at that point in my life, I was like, I just want to inspire people. And I feel like that's what Eden's goal was at that time, and I'm sure he still does that. But and then after that, I like picked up my brother's electrical to the guitar, and then covered like one of his songs called XO, and like played that chord progression like multiple times until I got it. And then I kind of made melodies, like different melodies with the same finger patterns. Okay. And then my brother saw that I was getting into it, and so he had a guitar pedal that one of his professors at his college gave him, and so he lended it to me. Ended up, I guess, giving it to me because I still have it. But dude, it was a loop machine, and I used that thing all day long, like just figuring out how to like make melodies on the guitar and like loop it. And I guess that's like how the production side of things came to happen, you know? Because like I was basically learning how to make like counter melodies and like different chord progressions. And then I would start to add, like, we had a keyboard, and I started making like piano, and they had like a little drum pad, and like, and make like it would make like I would make a beat out of just a keyboard and a guitar and a guitar pedal, and it would be like that. And I post on my Snapchat stories in high school, and then I like started watching YouTube videos about producing, and then I got an audio interface, and then it came with Ableton for free. And then after that, it's history. I mean, I just started learning how to produce. Originally, I was just wanting to like make instrumental beats, but then I met one of my good friends. He sings, and I like decided to hop on the mic one day, and he's like, "Yo, you have a good voice, man." And after that, I gave it a shot, and then started to write, started to sing, and then it all came together. But yeah, I guess it's all sparked from that one inspirational moment.
From that Eden concert.
Yeah.
Was that your first concert?
That was my first concert.
Really? Oh, wow.
I still think it's the best concert I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the close second? What's a close second?
Close second.
Because I was the same way. Like, I felt like I was
a hard one.
Up until like last year, like probably this summer.
Yeah.
Last year, I went to like I probably went to like 3 concerts in my life.
Yeah.
And one of them I was security, and 2 of them I was a kid. Like, one of them was like the Teletubbies.
Oh, that's cool.
The Teletubbies concert. Is it Teletubbies?
Dude.
Yeah. And like I went to a Dragon Tales concert.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was like 6, losing my mind. But
I didn't even know they had those.
They did back in the day. Yeah, they had them at the Bojangles Coliseum.
Really?
Yeah.
They were that big? Wow.
Yeah. So, well, I mean,
yeah, bro. If you're ever down to go to Teletubbies concert, bro, I'll be down again.
We'll have to go. The Coliseum's not getting filled up like it is right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
yes.
Oh
no, I was gonna say So I went to start going to concerts, and then I was like, oh wait, I went to. Have you heard of Odessa?
Oh yeah, dude, I love Odessa.
I went to Odessa concert last year.
I love Odessa. Yeah.
To PNC, I was like, okay, concerts are actually kind of cool.
What's your favorite genre of music? What do you like listening to?
My favorite is rap, for sure.
Rap, okay.
But whatever genre Odessa is, I like too.
It's EDM.
That's EDM.
Electronic.
Yeah, EDM I don't really know as much, but I love, like, Odessa's like second best concert I've been to. First is Travis Scott, I feel like.
Dude, fans go wild on those concerts, I've heard, but I've heard it's a big experience for sure.
I mean, Travis Scott's one of my like favorite artists, so like of course I'm gonna like his concert. But so,
dude, there is something about, because I don't know if I told you this, but when I got inspired, like all throughout middle school, basically all throughout high school and towards the end, I listened to EDM, and then I like my genre of listening kind of shifted to indie, and that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. But now it's kind of shifting to like club music and like indie, but also like upbeat. I guess it's like falls under maybe bedroom pop. That's like
what is that?
Bedroom pop? I'm not really sure what it's like. It's like upbeat, like indie music. Don't quote me on that, but it's just like very vibey like music. And I'm sure people will figure out I don't even know what genre I fall under, but I like when I make music, but I feel like that's kind of the vibe I'm going for, and that's kind of what I like listen to nowadays. So it's like a culmination of electronic music and like indie music. But
that's what I was going. Bedroom pop. Is there like an artist that you could throw out?
I think like
So does
I think like like Still Woozy, there's a like the dude that's like, I gotta think about this.
Is this a new genre?
I think it's like relatively new. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like a couple Billie Eilish songs could fit into that.
Yeah. Billie Eilish is a good example of bedroom pop, I feel like.
Really? Okay. At least like her older album, probably. I don't know about her new one.
Frank Ocean. I don't know. Frank Ocean's like R&B, but some of the stuff he makes, I feel like could go. It's weird. I don't really know. It's a combination. But back to what you were saying about favorite concert, I gave it some thought. Honestly, I really liked this concert called I don't know if you heard of Louis the Child. It's very similar to Odessa's music, like in the genre. They make upbeat dance electronic music, and it was like one of those amphitheaters outside the Charlotte Metro Credit Union, one of those venues near the Fillmore.
Okay.
And it low-key kind of felt like not like a rave, but it was like everybody was jumping up and down, and they just had upbeat music and it like the feeling. So I'd say that's a hard second. But there's another concert I went to called Wave to Earth. They're like more jazzy and chill. So it just depends. It's like either one extreme or the other for me. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So that was they were both here in Charlotte, those other two?
Yeah, both here in Charlotte. So actually, now I think about it, well, no, there's only been 2 concerts that I've went to go travel to, and that was the Eden one, which is by far the farthest. And I think another reason why it was so inspiring for me was because it was the journey as well to go to the concert, because it was like a whole road trip, and it was like hype. And then I don't know if I told you, after the concert, we drove all the way back to North Carolina in the same day. So it was like a day trip.
What?
And my brother drove, so yeah. But we were so sleep deprived by the end of it. He loves driving, but
that's crazy. How old was he?
So I was 17. So I think he was like 21 or 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 21 or 22 or something like that. He was in college. Like how
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was probably basically my age, and yeah, dude, it was crazy. And then I'm recently also getting into K-pop because of my girlfriend. And I know people hate on it, but there's some hidden gems in there. And I went to a Twice concert, which is like a really big girl K-pop group.
Well, how do you say it?
Twice.
Yeah. Is it spelled like twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know BTS. And
BTS
I know
is good. Yeah.
Stray Kids.
Stray Kids is good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's stuff about it. And that's because my friend, he's
yeah.
I'll show you his YouTube after this. He does like reaction videos and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
that's cool.
That's interesting. So you said your girlfriend's into that?
Yeah,
because she was in Japan, right?
She's back here, but she was studying abroad in Korea.
Korea, that's what it was.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But you went to Japan.
And yeah, she went to Japan, and I went to go visit her when she was in Korea, and it was amazing. And yeah, just traveling across the world is amazing.
So where'd you go in Korea? Just Seoul, or where else?
Yeah, it was basically Seoul. There's area called Hongdae. And it was just really cool seeing like all the cool shops, and like I feel like they think very creatively, and like they're like very like futuristic, I'd say, and very nice culture down there. Compared to here in the US, I feel like South Korea specifically, not the other Korea, but
they're probably nice there too.
They're probably nice, but South Korea, they're just really respectful. I think it's like a culture thing. They're very respectful. And that's the first thing I noticed. And I guess they go the extra mile down there. But Japan was also really, really well, really, really cool. I had a weird, bad ramen experience. That was the first thing we ate there.
Okay.
But so like we were eating the ramen. It took so long to get the ramen because we didn't know Japanese.
Oh, okay.
It was easier in Korea because my girlfriend took a Korean class, and she like knew her way around. But we sat down. This ramen was really, really good until like we broke the egg and we realized it was like red. It was like raw inside. So I guess it's like I'm guessing that's like a Japanese thing, like kind of like raw eggs.
Really?
Yeah. And then like, it kind of ruined the appetite a little bit, but it was good ramen. We weren't expecting that.
Cracked egg. I don't think I was expected that either. I didn't know that was a thing. I knew like regular egg.
Yeah.
But
I think the timing of the Japan trip was so interesting too, because I experienced my first earthquake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, when was this?
It was in December this.
Like 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
And they had an earthquake?
Yeah, we had an earthquake. We were like 8 floors up, in a hotel, and then you know how you get like Amber Alerts on your phone? It like made a weird noise on my phone. It's like ding ding ding. earthquake, take shelter now. And I was like sleeping because like whole sleep schedule was messed up, from traveling. And I was also kind of sick too. Got sick over travel. And then my girlfriend's in the bathroom. It's on her phone, like calling, I think her parents or something. And then it starts to shake. And I thought, I was like, oh, it's probably nothing, But then it started to shake. And I was like, oh my God, are we gonna die? And then we went down to the lobby and we asked like the front desk, like, hey, there's an earthquake. And the people are like, there's an earthquake? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, oh no, it happens all the time down here. But they said the good thing is we were in this district called Akabane in Tokyo. And we were pretty far away from the epicenter, so of where the earthquake was. Gotcha. But the aftershock was a little rough, but we survived. So
do you remember the rating on it?
It was pretty big. It was
really?
It was on the news. It was like all my friends were texting me. They're like, "Yo, bro, we heard about the earthquake." I think it was like magnitude. Don't quote me on this, but it was like up in the 8s, I think, magnitude 8 or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was a good experience in Japan. It was a good experience.
Besides the earthquake and
the ramen, it was just cool seeing Shibuya and the cars. I love cars.
You felt the earthquake. Like, doesn't it feel... Because I think I felt earthquake when I was out in California. There was really? One... I was kind of near San Diego, and there was one in Bakersfield, I believe. And it felt weird. Really? Like, I don't know. Maybe I psyched myself out because I was like, oh, there's an earthquake. Like, it was like... Yeah. I was like, is that why my bed was just moving? Like, it was weird.
Were you on the ground, or were you, like, up... different floors?
No, I was on the ground.
Oh, the ground. Okay, how did that feel?
I was on the bed, so I felt like my bed moved.
Dude, it's funny. Like, I was on the bed too.
I was like,
yeah.
What? I was like, what is going on? And then
it just feels like someone's shaking the bed, but then when you start seeing things around you move, that's what's trippy about it. And then you hear the noise. Like, I don't know if you remember the noise, but it was like I heard like all the beams in the building like shake.
Oh no, it wasn't that strong.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
dude. It was like. I feel like I was like in a fever dream, dude, because I just woke up too from a nap, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, that's terrifying. I can't even imagine like the one that happened. Was it 2009?
Oh yeah,
I think. Was that the one that happened? Was it in Haiti and then it went to Japan? Or was there one in Haiti and Japan? I can't remember.
I know there's a really big one.
There was a really big one. I remember because it like almost took out like a nuclear power plant in Japan or something. Holy like crap. That. Yeah, which was crazy.
Hey, well, I'm glad here in North Carolina we don't have much earthquakes.
Yeah, that's true. We don't really have much of anything.
Hey, bro, that's something we have in common, bro. We've both survived some earthquakes.
That's true. That's true. We have to on our gravestones. Survivors of earthquake.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. I think North Carolina is a solid place to live. We don't have...
It is. It's getting packed down here, though.
Yeah. If you're listening to this and you're not from Charlotte and you're in Charlotte, you should pack it up.
Yeah, you guys y'all need to stop coming down here. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're at capacity for now. But the thing is, like, yeah, because we get hurricanes, but we don't even really get... Like, Charlotte doesn't get any of the hurricane, really. We just get, like, rain and wind and
we get like we've been getting some mega thunderstorms.
Oh, that's true.
But... And then...
The past, like, 3 weeks.
Yeah, past 3 weeks. Yeah, dude. And then, I guess, tornadoes, but that's, like, in the Allegheny region.
Yeah.
And I'm from the mountains, so I've always been protected by nature, but storms have always been the biggest thing over here. Yeah. Power outages.
Yeah, but I'm just, like... I don't know if it's just me or like I feel like I'm kind of like just desensitized to storms. Like it happened a lot when I was a kid, and now I'm just like, oh, it's a storm. Like, oh, it's raining. Like I can drive in this, and like some people are like, nope. Like hazard lights sit on the side.
Yeah, I don't understand like why people are so afraid of the rain. I think they're not afraid of well, some people are afraid of like thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
Which I get because it's loud and stuff.
Yeah.
But like. I don't know. I feel that because it's like it's just rain, you know. But when it starts hailing, then it's a problem.
Yeah, getting smacked by hail. Yeah, I was just in
snow is crazy too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably how like Northerners think when we're like, oh, we can drive in the rain. Northerners like we can drive in the snow. Like, it's nothing. That's true. That's probably true. We're just not used to it because they used to close. I don't know because where are you from originally?
So I was raised in Wilkesboro.
Okay,
it's like 45 minutes away from Boone.
I know exactly.
Yeah,
they have. Isn't the NASCAR what's it called?
The
All-Star races there?
Yeah, they do. They have the speedway track. They actually recently opened it up. It was like closed down for like many years, and then like out of nowhere, I guess someone bought it over, and then they got the racetrack going. I was like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember. I used to be like really big into NASCAR, so I had like all of like,
oh really?
I had all of the NASCAR games, like NASCAR 2000, 2001, 2002, and stuff like that. I remember one of them.
That's cool.
I think the Wilkesboro track was like in a special edition track or something.
Really?
Because it wasn't on there. I think they used to do dirt a while ago. Well, no, maybe it wasn't dirt. I think it was truck, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But it has been closed for like a while.
Yeah, it would, dude. Basically, my whole life. Like,
yeah.
I think when I was born in Elkin, but probably during the young parts of my life, they were open, and then it just closed down until I was 20, and then
Interesting. I wonder wait, do you know who bought it or anything like that?
I'm not sure. I remember my dad telling me something about that, but I'm not really sure.
If I had to guess, it's probably a private equity firm.
Probably. I don't know.
If I had to guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got kind of off topic. Anyways.
Are you good, bro? I feel good, bro. This tea's really good, by the way.
Oh, really? You like it?
I like it.
I should have gave you like one of the British ones, honestly, or one of the ones I got from.
Yeah.
Dang, what country was it? Turkey. Yeah, my mom got it.
Ooh, that's nice.
But I just can't. I can't read them, so it's just you're just kind of guessing. I don't want to know what the flavor is.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
End up getting like a really bad like, what's the candy? Jelly. Oh my goodness! You know like the candies that like. Jelly beans. Is it jelly beans that like will have like awful flavors?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like booger flavor and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like butterscotch or like banana. Well, I like bananas, but like
bananas.
It doesn't work in candy. Like Laffy Taffies, but not. I don't know.
I was gonna say Laffy Taffy is the only one I think it does work in. Like banana. I don't think there's anything else that's banana that would like is candy that.
What is your favorite candy?
Hershey.
Nice.
Okay. I think it's gonna have to be Hershey, probably Hershey chocolate, like Hershey milk chocolate, probably.
Okay.
Close second would probably be like Sour Patch Kids.
Dude, that's my favorite.
I used to devour Sour Patch Kids.
It just hurts the roof of your mouth. That's the thing.
Yeah, after like
bruises.
You can't. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're like causing damage, like cuts in your mouth, probably from like the sugar and the.
Yeah, but it's good.
It's so. I used to eat like in high school. I used to eat like the 5 pound bag like in a week. And that would be like what I would do.
I was a freaking Crunch Bar in high school, dude. I had so much acne.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, my high school diet was atrocious. That was ridiculous. Yeah, no, it was bad. Wait, Crunch Bars give you acne? Is that a thing?
Oh no, I was roasting myself because I like looked like a Crunch Bar.
Oh. That's just me. You ate like a ton of Crunch Bars and gave you acne.
Oh no, probably that would probably work too.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
I look like a Crunch Bar. That's funny. Yeah, no, high school is a brutal time, honestly.
Hey, dude, I was if you ask anybody that knows me in high school, I was a totally, well, not totally different person, but I was more like uptight, formal, and like that's what I mean, like about like fears. Like there's a part of me that wasn't like out there. Like I knew like I wanted to be someone, like be myself, but I kind of like held back that self like part of myself. But I was a very uptight nerd, bookworm type dude, and I was a nice person. I graduated as the face of the high school. So
what does that mean?
Like so basically I got this award called the Principal's Award, and it basically goes to the student who has decent grades but not, tries their best, very respectful, shows is a good role model, knows how to act, type stuff, and engaged in certain things. And I don't know, I got it. I was like, okay. And they said I went to this high school called Wilkes Central High School, and the principal's like, yeah, that was that. Did
you apply for that?
I did not.
So they just like nominate you or something like a principal with a hoop?
Yeah, I think either the students or the teachers of the high school and the staff I think it was a culmination.
Okay.
They had like a Google form, and then everybody just pitched in who wants this award, who wants that award, and I think that's how it was made.
What other awards were there?
I think so. They had valedictorian, and
but that one you can't vote on. That one's.
Oh yeah, and then they also had. There was like some other award. Like best achieved, like best engaged, like in clubs, like those type of awards, and then they had like best athlete, and
so you guys got actual awards for this stuff.
Wow. Yeah, but I will say, and I think maybe you can relate to this, but I didn't have the best of a graduation because it was during COVID.
I'm older than you. I don't know if you forgot about that.
No, I totally forgot. Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I didn't have the best graduation. I had a great graduation, but it wasn't like the way I envisioned it because of COVID, you know.
How'd it go? What did you do?
So we actually did go in person, but there was not like an audience. Like my family came, but like it wasn't like we usually have a football field, and then they give you your poem on the stage. But we did in the gym, and they like recorded like a virtual video for each clip for each student. And and they just like, oh, here you go. And my parents were there in the gym, and that was it, and that was good.
Dang.
But yeah, it was like I was envisioning like the whole stage, and I was a junior. I don't know if you know what it. Like, I was a junior marshal, so like I got to do other stuff when I was a junior. I was like, oh, I can't wait to graduate next.
Yeah, you see the graduation, you're like there, right?
Yeah. And I was like, dang. But it's all good. Yeah.
Dang. That is brutal. I didn't even think about that, honestly. Yeah. But at least it wasn't. I feel like the college one is better.
Oh, yeah, the college graduation?
Yeah.
I have yet to graduate. I graduate in December, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot better. I enjoyed it a lot more.
Where is it in the student activity center, or is it at the football field?
Is the student activity center the basketball arena?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There. I think it used to be at the football field, but I think it's either two. Like, I think people were probably passing out because they did it back. They did it back in 2021, I think. And I think also 2022, like the summer graduation. So like May, peak heat, like you're wearing that gown, you're probably dying.
That's true. So. I'd low-key wish they did the football field though, because I feel like it's just like it's bigger. I feel
it's way better because we only got 8 tickets or something like that. So it's like a lot of people like that's like your immediate family. And it's like, okay, what about everybody else?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Because like some of my colleagues, they graduated a little earlier than I did. And I was like, I want to go support them, but they ran out of tickets. I was like, dang. But hey, it's all good. So. Yeah,
that was kind of. I mean, I guess if you're a student, you could probably like just flash your ID and just go sit in there. Probably go early or something.
Probably.
I don't know. Be like, I'm just gonna play basketball.
Yeah. But dude, it is. Speaking of graduate, dude, it is so crazy. Like that 4 years just flew by like that. It's crazy. Think about it.
It does fly by. What do you think went by faster? College or high school?
College.
Really?
Because, well, yeah. I'd say college because I feel like I had more time to myself in college. And I feel like time flies faster when I'm having fun. So, like, making music, hanging out with friends. But in high school, you know, you take 4 classes each day, wake up early, and I feel like it's a constant cycle every single day. Like it's organized. Yeah. You know, college is organized, but you get to pick your schedule, figure out what time slot you want it. But I think high school was longer, definitely, and college was shorter.
I think so too. Was it because high school I had to wake up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was wanting to play Xbox, so I'd stay up till like midnight. So I was getting 5 hours of sleep. So that was bad.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, because my dad he go to work early in the morning, so he would be the one who'd be dropping me off. And oh yeah, I hate waking up at 6. But it low-key fixed my sleep schedule because I think right now, at this stage of my life, my sleep schedule is probably the worst compared to back then. Probably because I'm staying up late doing stuff and. But yeah,
that's what happens in college. Your sleep schedule just gets destroyed. Like I used to do Tuesday, Thursday only.
Yeah.
So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like my sleep schedule was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the weekends, I was like, because I mean, I could just recover. Like if on Wednesday I had class Tuesday, as long as I can lock in for a day.
Yeah.
And then do that.
Dude, and naps come in clutch.
Naps do go in the clutch. I feel like that should be a requirement. Like I'm working now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet.
I'm like, dang, a nap would be really nice, especially after lunch. That's what Google and like Apple and all them do.
Yeah.
I think.
But dude, I will say the downside of naps is feeling disoriented after, because you're like, wait, is this the next morning? Like, have you ever felt that? You're like, did I miss class today? Did I miss?
Especially if it's like if it's an afternoon nap. Yeah.
That's the type of naps I take.
Yeah. Like you go to sleep, it's daytime. You wake up, it's nighttime. You're like, oh,
yeah.
What just happened? Yeah, those are the most disorienting. Because like sometimes I'll take like in the military, I used to take a nap over like lunch.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 11 to 12 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, in the military, we usually, if we're not like out training, we get 2 hours for lunch. It was so nice.
That's cool.
We'd start work at like 8:30. And then we get off like 4:30, and then we'd get 2 hours for lunch.
Dude, that's cool. Yeah.
It was such a nice schedule. But yeah, no, I would go in there and like eat lunch and then take a nap.
Yeah. Dude, I'm interested in your story. I don't know if I asked you about your military experience, because you've always told me you were in the military, but like, what is your story behind that? I know this is... My story? I mean, honestly, when I was 18, I guess I was 17 when I like signed up officially. I had no clue what I was going to do. Like I didn't want to go to college. I couldn't tell you. The only degree I could tell you was engineering. Oh, because I was in engineering like high school. Yeah. So like that was the only one I really knew. I didn't know there was like business degrees or like liberal arts degrees and things like that. So had no clue. Did not care. Like I think I took the ACT, but I guessed on like the whole thing. Never took the SAT. I'm a horrible test taker, dude. I hate standardized tests, dude.
Dude, those
gave me so much anxiety. Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
Is this like an ice cream truck?
No, I think it's just hoodlums. No. No, they get really loud here because I have like there's a couple like
dude,
bars.
That's such a funny name.
Hoodlums.
Oh yeah,
but
never heard that one.
Oh, that's what my grandma be calling people, hoodlums. So, where's that? Oh yeah, I was in high school. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Did not take like any tests. So I kind of like backed myself into a corner because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I didn't want to go. Like I think once I was like in 8th grade, I was like, I'm gonna go military. Like I already kind of knew, and so I kind of just joined. I like figured out which. I talked to a Navy recruiter. Yeah. And a Marine recruiter, and that was it. And then the Marine recruiter, he sounded cooler. I was like, you know what, I'll sign up.
Hardest branch I've heard, right?
Yeah,
Marines. Yeah,
it's definitely different. I mean, I've never done anything in the other ones, but if I had to guess, it's the hardest, just because it's 13 weeks versus like Army is like 10, I think, and then like Navy is like 9, and then Coast Guard is like 8 or something like that. So. It's the hardest one, but yeah, I was like, might as well, if I'm going to join the military, might as well join the hardest one. So so I did that. Didn't really know what I wanted to do like job-wise. So like in the military, or like in the Marine Corps at least, you don't really get to lock in on like a specific job. You can just get like a range of jobs. So like if you want to be like infantry, like go like door to door, you can sign up for infantry, but there's like a couple spots there's a couple different jobs that you could get, or like if you want to do, I did artillery, so you get put in artillery, but there's
what's that?
Those big old guns that like shoot. We're usually like 5 miles away from like combat. Oh wow! So it shoots the gun, big old 115-pound round or whatever. It shoots that, and then
What was your reaction? Sorry, but like, what was your reaction to like first seeing that type of equipment? Because I guess like that was your first experience.
I mean, I was just like. Honestly, the new ones aren't that cool, but like the ones from like World War, because there was when I went to training over in Oklahoma, they have like a museum of like all the old weapons and stuff, and some of them look crazy because like they didn't know what they were doing, so they weren't like super efficient, so they'd make them like extra big or like extra long, and just like this will work somehow.
As long as we make it is like super big.
They're like the bigger the better. So like
it's like the first iPhone or
just like a humongous like computer, just huge back and stuff. So yeah, I think that's how those first ones were like definitely like a lot cooler and stuff like that. Like, not that I guess like the World War II ones, because the first original ones in like World War One, I think, and like they use like in the 1600s, like whenever they first started like using gunpowder and stuff like that, they're a lot smaller. But then they got like really big, and then they're getting like smaller again. But they're pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I never got to. Dang, it's been a while, so I don't even know the terminology anymore. But it's like chuck around.
Oh, that sounds.
So it's
big.
like where you throw the round into the gun.
Yeah.
And then you go around, you pull the string. Oh, it's called popping your cherry.
Oh, it sounds like a cannonball kind of.
Yeah. So you have like a string. I don't even know if it's a string, but it's like a wire or something. But you have one on one side, one on the other, and you twist your body to shoot the round.
So you got to do a whole physical workout.
Yeah. I mean, you could technically pull it, but I think it's
like better technique.
It's better technique, yeah, because you could keep doing it if you're constantly just doing your wrist or like your waist instead of yanking it.
Yeah.
So I never got to do that, but seeing that is so cool. And then
I bet.
So I forgot. I got like kind of off topic, but yeah. So the guns were those are pretty cool. I think like getting an Osprey was a lot cooler though.
Oh, what?
An Osprey is like the choppers that have two.
Oh.
Yeah, two blades.
That's cool.
On the side. So then when they want to go like straight, they rotate down. And so then they're like kind of like an airplane and a helicopter at the same time.
That's
they're not
crazy.
as fast as an airplane, but yeah, they're like cool.
I didn't even know they did that. That's sick, man.
Yeah, no, they're solid. If you what game is it? If you ever played Modern Warfare 3 and you get like
18, that's my favorite. That's my favorite COD game.
I think if you get like 18 kills, you get Osprey. Something like that.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I always played with my brother on split screen, so I don't really know much of the campaign, but yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I just kind of wanted to do that and join the military, and then once I got in, I was like, you know what, this is not really for me. But it was a cool experience.
How long were you in it for?
For 4 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a contract, so you can't really do anything about it. So I think some people sign 5-year contracts. I think some people sign 6.
Yeah.
So,
well, I bet there. What were some pros and what were some cons about it?
The biggest con, I think, is like you don't get to choose where you live, in my opinion, which some people are fine with because the locations aren't that bad. Jacksonville is like the worst one, so it's Jacksonville, North Carolina. You get stationed in Camp Pendleton, California, which is like an hour from LA, an hour from San Diego. You can get Hawaii.
Oh, that's nice.
Okinawa.
Oh, Japan, yeah.
Yeah, and then 29 Palms, which is in California, which is like near Joshua Tree, Death Valley, and stuff like that.
That's my location. Okay, it's so good.
Dude, that place is awful.
Oh, never mind. I just heard the word Joshua and I was like,
no, Joshua Tree are these trees that like they're like historical landmarks, but they're trees that can survive in like the desert.
Oh wow.
So
yeah,
it's not a very cool place. That's probably the worst place to get stationed. But then the second worst is probably Jacksonville to some people, just because it's Jacksonville, North Carolina. But I'd say that's probably like the biggest con, or like you can't really choose your job. Like once you're locked in,
really,
yeah, like you're kind of locked in for a while. You can switch jobs, but it's up to the Marine Corps' needs. So if you want to, I don't know, if you're in like artillery and you want to go like do intelligence or something like that, like counterintelligence, there's probably like a long wait list, or like they don't need people right now, so you might not be your option. So like when your contract comes up, you can either hope and re-enlist and like do it again, and then maybe they'll have an opening, or you're just kind of like you get out. So yeah, I mean that's probably like the biggest con. The best pros are like the camaraderie, like the brotherhood is so cool. Yeah, like everybody kind of like they all have like, I mean, it's like high school. Like everybody has like their like clique and stuff like that. Yeah. Like because your team you work with. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, it's like you're all like together on the same team and stuff like that. Like you might beef, but it's like a brother or sister thing. Like you have fights and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like we went to war. Like
you guys got each other's back. Yeah. That's good.
So that's like probably the best thing. Yeah. The boys in the military.
You come in with a whole bunch of just immature dudes, and then come out as a whole family, and it's just like. Dang, we did that. You guys did that, you know. And by the way, thank you for your service, bro. Oh, yeah, I respect that. Like, no, of course, that's appreciate fun stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So, it was a fun time. It was 4 years of my life, but good benefits. Made a lot of like lifelong friends and stuff like that, like friends in California, Missouri, Arizona.
That's cool.
Yeah, everywhere.
Friends around the states, probably. Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome.
You meet some people you'd never would have like met in your life for sure. Like I met a guy who, I met people that have like done meth and like,
wow, Breaking Bad type shit.
Yeah, like have done like crazy things. I'm like, I would never meet somebody like that from Charlotte. I don't think. And so I met like a guy. He said he was a sergeant in the Bloods.
Wow.
Who knows if that's confirmed or not? But
but that honestly, if you look at it, like talking to all these people from different walks of life, really, like I guess for like if I was in your shoes, it just like helps you like know how to like talk to different people from different walks of life and just like understand people's story, and then also like I don't know, I think it's just like also a good maturing experience and like good, engagement.
Yeah, it's a good like I got so much culture. Like I met so many cultures without traveling. Like a lot of people are like, you should travel so you can like see other cultures, but like I didn't really have to travel, and like they all just kind of came to me because we're all
people brought the distance. That's what happened.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool about that. Like I'd probably met somebody from every state now at this point.
Wow,
which is solid. Yeah,
that's cool.
Maybe not North Dakota. Besides that,
what's wrong with North Dakota?
No, I just don't know anybody from North Dakota. I don't think I've ever met anybody.
There's probably nothing, dude. North Dakota's in the middle, right?
Yeah, it's like middle north, like right beside Canada.
Probably nothing there, dude.
I think the statue faces are there. No.
Oh, like Mount
Rushmore.
That's right. I think one of my friends, he actually was down there. So
it's in one of them.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So
sorry, bro. I just wanted to ask because, like, I've always wanted to know that. So that's a cool story. Yeah.
I mean, if you have any other questions, like, I mean, I did. It felt like a really long time, like while I was in it, but it was like kind of like a blink. Like I can't believe it's almost been 4 years. Well, it's been 3 years, like this month. That like, and since I was in, which is kind of crazy because like, that seems like a long time, but it went by like so fast. Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, so I know you said like going into it, you didn't know like what you wanted to do like career wise. Did the Marines like help you like come to the realization like kind of like what you're going for now, like in like school and like finance and all that?
Okay. That.
Like how did that direction evolve?
So I got into like a lot of like, what's it called? Money issues when I first joined, because I bought a lemon. Do you know what a lemon is?
No, I do not.
A lemon is like a car that you buy that is technically totaled.
Oh, like a vegetable car kind of. Yeah.
And they fix all like the parts inside of it to make it like ready on the lot, so you can buy it, and it looks fine. They clean the title and everything like that. So I bought that. So
okay.
So I got the car.
Yeah.
Had it for like a couple months. It started like going crazy. Like the speedometer was going off. Like the turn like the power steering was turning off. So I was like yanking.
Classic hoopty.
Yeah. So that all happened, and so then it started happening. And so I had to like get it fixed. I had to go get it checked out, which was expensive. And then I had to go get it. Yeah, because I made the mistake of taking it to like the dealership.
Oh yeah.
And so they charged like crazy, and then they offered to fix it, but the fixing was gonna be ridiculous. So I took it to a shop. They did like half price.
Yeah, that's good.
And I guess they fixed like the issue, but they didn't fix like the underlying issue. Like they hot fixed it kind of.
Sounds like my car, dude. Because like, bro, I think I'm still sure my car has a transmission issue. I've been dealing with that for years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they fixed that. I mean, they didn't know because like it was like a deep issue. They thought it was just like it's an electrical issue basically. So they fixed that, and then it started going crazy again. Like after like 4 or 5 months, like it just stopped working again. So I took it back to the Hyundai place, and I got like the specs and like everything that was like wrong with it, and there was like the entire wiring harness system for the car. So like everything, like all of the wires were just destroyed.
Dang.
So I had to order that, like the hot wiring harness piece, which was a ridiculous amount of money. And then I took it and got it fixed, which fixing it was like just about the same price as the wiring harness. So I was in like a lot of debt at 19 years old. And I was making
cars are money pits.
So, and I was making probably $700 a paycheck twice a month.
I mean, that's decent, yeah. But in today's world,
it was, especially when it was in California, because everything's like increasing California, like prices.
California.
Yeah. So I was trying to. Yeah,
it's tough.
The car was taking like all my paychecks because like I had to do the car payments, insurance, and then like work on getting it fixed and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that happened, and then so I started going down like this deep YouTube rabbit hole of like financial advice and like stuff like that. And then I met up with a financial advisor on base. So they have like financial advisors you can talk to if you get in trouble. Yeah. So I was talking to him. He seemed really cool, and he was telling me about his life. He was in Wall Street for like 10 years, and then he joined the Marine Corps, and he was in the Marine Corps for like 30 years. And now he just chills and like does financial advice and stuff like that. I was like, that's a solid career. I was like, I think I want to like when I get out, like I'm gonna get a degree in like finance and do that. So
I like that story. That's a good story.
Yeah. So that's what got me into it, and then I started doing budgeting classes for like Marines, like in my battalion. So like younger Marines that like just joining, like helping them with their budgets. And it's like their what's it called, TSP, which is basically 401k for the military. So helping them like figure that stuff out and set it up. So then I started doing that, and I was like, this is really cool. So then I was like, you know what, I'm definitely gonna get my degree in that. So that's where
you made the best decision, bro. I mean, from going from, you know, a huge hole of debt, fixing the car, to like understanding how finances work, bro. I mean, you made the right decision, man. That's good.
Yeah, it was a long process, but yeah, I'm glad I did that versus like, I know there's like a lot of people that will just go straight to college because like they're kind of like influenced to go because like their parents and stuff like that, or they just don't know where to go. So
it's like the norm.
Yeah, so
for some people, but some people can't afford it, like, you know, and that's how it is, and I respect that. But that's something about your story I really respect, because it's like you worked to get where you wanted to be, you know. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So it was a interesting process, but yeah, that's what brings me to like where am I now?
Yeah, dude.
And I like teaching, so this is like my fun thing. So like hopefully probably become a professor at some point, or a lecturer.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I can see that. You seem like, dude, I'm telling you, bro, you're one of the smartest dudes I know. So
well, thank you.
Yeah,
just because I don't have to stress. I feel like other people have to stress about like bills and stuff like that, but
yeah,
GI Bill kind of covers stuff, so I could focus. When I was in school, I could focus like straight on school.
That's good.
But I do love it. Question. We're gonna change. All right, who are your top 5 artists?
Top 5 artists. Let's see here. Okay. So I do bands count?
Yes.
Okay.
Do people, I guess, do you know everybody in the band?
Like,
you know all the members of the band?
I don't know like all their names.
Oh, really?
But I know some of their names.
Okay. So I guess, just the band.
Okay, just the band. Okay. So there's this band that I would hopefully like love to collab with one day if I make it in the music industry. They're called Weston Estate. They're actually based in North Carolina. They came from Raleigh.
Say it again.
Weston Estate.
Weston Estate?
Yeah, Weston Estate.
Okay.
Weston Estate. Yeah.
Oh, Weston Estate.
Weston Estate. Sorry.
It's 2 words.
Yeah, Weston Estate.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha,
2 words.
Gotcha.
2 words.
Okay.
Yeah. I love their music. It sounds really, really cool, and they actually inspired me with this upcoming song I'm dropping.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So Weston Estate, I'd say specifically this guy named Marco Luca from the band. He, I hear his voice a lot in the songs, and he's a unique voice. So I'd probably say him. And then Eden, of course, can't forget my boy, dude. I mean, from the start. Yeah. You know.
Were you a big fan before?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I heard his I think the song that blew him up, which was XO. It's like a breakup song. He makes a lot of sad music. But yeah, no, I I got to give it to him. And then I'd say, let's see here. I'd say I got to look at my Spotify because, like, when people ask me that, like,
Yeah.
I
guess who's in your rotation right now?
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, wait, you're going to go?
Oh, no. Well, I was going to say Lauv is a good one, too. I love Lauv. Like, my favorite album probably ever is When I Met You when I was 18. It was, like, the album where he had, I like me better when I'm with you. Like that.
Oh,
like
wait, what's his name?
Lauv. Lauv.
Lauv.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lauv.
okay. So that's a guy or a band?
That's a guy.
Okay.
Single artist, and he makes everything all himself. And I think he uses Logic or Ableton. I can't remember. And then EDM wise, I like. I'd probably say like Louis the Child because they're really really cool. But there's so many out there. Like that's just one. But yeah, those are some I can name off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. There's probably so many. I can probably look at my Spotify and tell you.
Your genre, like your go-to genre is it EDM or is it like indie rock or like what is?
Right now it's like indie, but like a mixture of like electronic and like
the bedroom.
like kind of like house, like upbeat dance music.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really like say like all those things because I only have one song out. But I feel like people will be more like understand more of that. Like what? But were you asking like making music or listening to music? I'm confused.
Both.
Oh, both. Okay, but listening music, I'd probably say listening is like indie and like upbeat music.
Okay.
Yeah. But making music is like complicated.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, wait, I don't even. Can you like? Could you name the difference between like indie and alternative?
Dude, so
I have no clue.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you because really? I put Fears under alternative. Mm-hmm. So I use a music distributor called DistroKid. One thing I wish they added was the genre indie because like when you're about to upload your song, you're like, oh, wait, what genre does this fall under? Mm-hmm. And I didn't know. I won't even consider Fears an indie song because it's not upbeat. It's like more of a chill song, so I've put alternative. But I think alternative is like that type of genre where you put music where you don't really know what type of genre it's under. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like
it's a catch-all.
It's just a catch-all. It's like it's different. Like I don't know. But and I think indie is just like more. It's like it's kind of like rock, but it's more like vibey, warm. Has like a warm tone to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Is there like rules for indie rock? Like is it
like in the culture, there's usually like, so if you like have a kick like a mm-hmm. like it's kind of like it's like very like vibey, and then it's like a lot of indie music makes like they usually have guitar in there. That's like kind of a staple. Mm-hmm. And they also have like a simple kick pattern. And then they usually have a little bit of synths along it. And then it's just like, just vibey. It's like,
okay.
It's a type of music, the best way I can describe it, and this is like stereotypical, but type of music that you'd be driving like on the road, looking at the sunset on a nice day, driving to the beach. It's like that type of music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know like beats per minute and stuff like that?
Yeah, BPM.
Yeah. Is there like a range or like what do you do? I guess for like your music, do you like have like a go-to BPM that you do?
Yeah. I'm not really sure like the generally like what the BPM is for the genre, but the type of BPM range that I like to mess around with is like anywhere between 80 beats per minute to I'd probably say like 160 BPM. Kind of like that range. But I think if I was going to make something more upbeat, it'd be more on the 140, 160 range. Mm-hmm. Maybe even push it to 200 if it's like more like upbeat. Okay. And I made stuff that's like been in the 200s before, but I've usually found myself making a lot between that range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what your Like, does your software tell you like what it is, or is okay? It
Yeah.
does.
So that's the great thing about DAWs in general and Ableton. I think like the best way I can describe Ableton is like Microsoft Word. Like it's just like, yeah, it's very organized. It has like different tabs, you know. In the top left corner, it just says BPM. Click on that. There's a number. It starts at its default by 120, and then you can just drag, figure out what BPM is, click it. Metronome turns on, and then you start playing instrument, start playing music, and yeah, it's really cool.
So Ableton would be, if you're a beginner, go to that. Use that.
Say it again. If you're a beginner, what?
If you're a beginner, you'd want to use like that. Is it a software?
Oh, okay. So for a beginner, yeah. So I started as a beginner. Yeah. I recommend just starting out with it because it's something I feel like you stick with. I will say, I feel like it's the harder of softwares to learn as a beginner.
Really? Okay.
I kind of found it pretty hard to learn, but to other people it may be different. But I think it's just like understanding the user interface is the hardest thing, like how to like navigate your workflow, because there's the mixer screen and then there's the layout screen, and those are the two main screens. And then like figuring out how to access the piano roll, which is where like you make chords, all that. I mean, like that compared to like FL Studio, I think FL Studio is a better like DAW to make beats. And if you don't know what DAW is, digital audio workstation. But FL I feel like is the better DAW to make and learn as a beginner, because I feel like that's what a lot of people start out under, and they have like these little slots where you're able to click and make beats, versus on Ableton you have to like snap it to a grid, and like it looks more complicated, I guess, to the eye. But I think in the long run Ableton, in my opinion, is a little better.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And so what is this like? You said a whoop? Like your brother had a whoop or something like that?
What?
Or you say whoop? A whoop machine or something like that?
Oh, a loop machine.
Oh, loop.
Yeah, L-O-O-P. No,
okay,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
So it was a guitar pedal. So it's like about this big, and you plug in your amp wire to your guitar, and you plug another amp wire into the speaker to the pedal. So it's two inputs, I believe, input and output. And yeah,
they're loud up there.
Yeah. And basically you press the pedal, and you like any noise that's from either guitar, a mic, a piano, you click the pedal, and let's say you want to record right, you click it. As soon as you like want to stop it, click it again. Turns like it has a light. When it's recording, it turns red. We click it, turns orange. Then you can like loop on top of that. Click it again, loop it, click it again, and it like I think it has like a length of like 5 minutes that you could do like a 5-minute loop.
Really? Okay.
And so like that's what basically what a loop machine is. And there's different ones. I just did it through a guitar pedal, and it worked great. It had like 99 slots. So like I had like loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. And but they have like other ones that are like you can like press your hand. I just never got one of those because I started on the guitar pedal. Yeah. Those were kind of expensive, but
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say pianos kind of have that, but they don't like loop it, right? Like don't pianos have a pedal? Like you can like once you play, you can hold it, and then once you let go, it just keep that same key, right?
Yeah. Are you talking about like an actual piano or like a digital keyboard?
I think an actual piano. I don't know if you've ever.
I don't. I think I think the only pedals the actual piano have is like the sustain pedal. It's 3 pedals and the same pedal, and then the other one to adjust the key to make it softer. Like shift it.
What does the sustain pedal do?
So like sustain pedal is like, so if I play a note, right, like it goes like duh, but if I hold down the sustain pedal, it goes, and I just like do the same action, it goes duh. So like it holds the sound longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so like one artist or composer that inspired me to start learning playing piano was Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer's that man.
Yeah, dude. From that the piece Time from Inception. That was the first kind of piece I learned how to play not the whole piece, but just like the main piece.
You learned it from YouTube?
YouTube.
I was gonna say those are like my guilty pleasure videos. Like on YouTube, there's like a couple guys. I think like one's like Ruscio and like one's like Patrick Poshman or something like that.
Yeah.
They have a camera set up above their piano and they play the piano, and you see like it kind of comes down like Rock Band or like Guitar Hero, like the keys will come down and you'll see them play.
Dude, that's what I learned on.
Really?
So because like, I'm not about to watch this dude be like, this is an A minor chord to B. I mean, like, I respect it. Like, trust me, like when I say this, like, I think music theory is a great thing to like utilize in your music. It's just, it's not for me. But I will say like it's very helpful and I'm open to it, like learning it and everything. It's just kind of, I think that's the tougher side of things for learning things. But yeah, I think those videos of just like memorizing where like the pattern, like I think I memorize pattern recognition better, like because like you're like, okay, this is the black key, this is the white key, and then I look at the piano. If you notice, there's 3 black keys, 2, 3, 2, 3, and I'm like, okay, this is where this is, and it just clicks a lot better. Yeah. Really? Wow. Yeah, okay. That's how I can look at it.
Dang. I was gonna say because I used to watch those videos back in probably back when COVID first started. Yeah. Like I would just like while I was like doing homework or something like that, I would just watch those. And I was like, yo, these are like my favorite. Yeah. Like ASMR videos for sure.
It's kind of like that one game with the tiles on the iPad. I don't even know if you remember.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what it's called, but yeah. But I should learn music theory like more because I think that is like there are certain times in making music that is very limiting sometimes. Like let's say and that's why I think a lot of artists do write their lyrics first because they know what chord to play. Or they know like what sound to do after. Yeah. But me, I have to make the sound first and then write the lyrics. I think that's why.
I was gonna say it probably just makes the process like just quicker. Probably like you can go without it. I'm assuming because I'm sure there's probably like I doubt Kanye. Oh, Kanye is an exception.
He's golden like. He's different, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some artists that are probably out there that probably don't know music theory like at all.
I've watched YouTube videos and it makes me feel better because I'm not the only one. I feel like there's other artists out there like producers who just go on a whim and just vibe and do it and it works out and it sounds great. But like a good artist that does use it, there's 2 artists, god of music theory right now. His name's Jacob Collier. I know him. Yeah, and then Charlie Puth is really good with music theory because he's perfect pitch and I always forget if it's him or John Mayer that has perfect pitch, but it's Charlie Puth that has perfect pitch. That changes the game if you have that. I feel like I know I wish I had that, but
that's such a cheat code. It's like I saw a video
that's talent, like that's born talent right there.
I saw a video of who was it, Justin Bieber. He was making a song like on his last album or 2 albums ago, but he was like he had a whole orchestra and he would just like hum. He'd be like, all right, you guys. And then they would just play it and he's like,
Jacob Collier, you mean?
No, this was Justin Bieber.
Oh, Justin Bieber.
He was like making a song.
Yeah, and he was like, and they had the violins and they're like, I saw that video.
I was like, I guess that's what you do if you don't like, that's probably a way quicker way to just make a beat if you want to.
I agree. If I had an orchestra in front of me, I would.
That is solid. That's gotta be such a cheat code too, though. Having the orchestra just be like, all right, come on.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of pressure too because I don't want to like piss them off. They're like, I want to like you're obviously going to be the one who's directing the orchestra, like but we'll see.
There's a lot of stuff. You weren't in band at all?
I wasn't. That's one thing I regret. I feel like I would have really enjoyed band, but I don't know how I feel about the music theory aspect. But I think I would still enjoy band because. One, there's all the cool kids were in band in high school, but also 2, it's like the instruments, and I didn't realize music was like the thing I was really like passionate about that was inside of me that I wanted to do, like the dream, but looking back at that's what I would have done versus like going into a lot of clubs. Like I was like in probably like 5 clubs in
Really?
high school. Yeah.
Dang, he was.
I wanted to make sure I looked reputable for college.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, I was the complete opposite. Did not.
Yeah.
The closest thing, I played football, and that was it.
Hey, that's what's up.
But yeah, no, did not.
I could never.
Did nothing else.
I did. Oh, go ahead.
I was say I can't believe I survived. Honestly, I was so like skinny. I was like
Oh.
100 pounds.
Hey,
like,
man. Well, look at the growth now, bro.
That's true. I figured out nutrition.
Hell
That
yeah.
was it.
But I speaking of sports, I don't know if this counts, but I did martial arts as
I was
for
gonna ask
7
about
years.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Which type of martial arts?
I did kung fu.
So what is kung fu exactly? Because
That's
I
a good
understand,
question.
I understand. I've done jujitsu before,
Oh yeah.
and I think I've seen Muay Thai. Muay Thai is like kicking, like kickboxing.
Oh yeah, that's
kind of
like hardcore
yeah.
hardcore stuff.
And then judo, it's like a lot of just flipping. I feel like it's a lot of like
I think
using your body weight to like leverage and like flipping is what the best thing. But yeah, I have no clue what kung fu is at all.
You know, that's a good question. I think, you know, I remember one day I call him Sifu, the master, like our instructor, main instructor, SIFU.
Is that a common term that you'd use?
Yeah, for
Okay.
like a master, because kung fu is a Chinese art. So yeah, I remember my Sifu. He asked us the questions like, what does kung fu mean to you? And I really do think like a lot of people think like martial arts is just like fighting or like, you know, all that. But I really do think like kung fu's a lifestyle, like beyond the dojo, beyond all of that. I feel like the way you handle things in life, the way you think, I think it relates to kung fu. Like it's like a mindset kind of. And what I mean by that is like, the stuff we learned in the dojo, like obviously self-defense, a lot of exercise. Like, so the way it was scheduled was we would do exercises and stretches. And then we had 3 types of days. We had sparring days, we had technique days, and then we had form days. My favorite days were the form days because like you would memorize stuff. And it was just, it looks cool, and you're like, that really, I think, built my self-discipline as a kid and allowed me to mature like really fast. And then technique days is like the days where like if someone like puts you in a chokehold or someone like grabs your shoulder, what do you do? Those are the kind of days where like you figure out, all right, self-defense. And sparring is obviously like sparring other people. That was actually the least of my favorite because I always felt like I was going to get beaten up as a kid, but I ended up prevailing pretty well, you know, and everything, and progressing in the system. But yeah, kung fu is basically a Chinese martial art. I also think there's a really big spiritual side to it as well, like Tai Chi and understanding like how to breathe and different techniques like that. And the way it relates to life is I feel like the way, like it's taught me how to deal, like the discipline, like how to deal with like high pressure situations and like how to react, you know, if that makes sense. And that's something I've learned throughout it. But yeah, there's like the kung fu that I learned was a mixture of like jujitsu. This like we did like staff forms, we did stick forms. Stick forms I think was like from a Philippine martial artist, and like this form like kind of called Kali, I think. It was like a whole mixture of stuff. It was kind of like mixed martial arts, but we called it kung fu. And because there's a lot of Chinese culture background within certain forms. Like the first form was called the first hand form, second form was called the crane form, third form was called the tiger form. Each form represented like an animal. So like by I think the blue belt, you had to learn the mantis form, which was one of my favorite forms. Can't remember all of it, but I remember like the first half. And then like black belt, you had to learn, I think, the monkey form, which looked crazy because they were actually like banging their chests and then like rolling. Like it was like it's cool to like watch like the upper ranks do it because it's like it actually mimics the animals.
Okay.
So it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like also like extends out to like life and like how the environment and like animals work, and like it's cool. It's like a great art overall, and like I found it very like disciplining, eye-opening, and like I think also that allowed me to become like thinking more of like a leader in that mindset, because I was able to like teach classes sometimes. But it was pretty cool.
More confident.
Yeah.
Do you wait? So is the form part not combat related?
Yeah, form part is not combat. It's more of like you're in a group or you're by yourself and you're doing like different movements, but it's like more of like a memorization, training your body type thing. Like there's this thing called a horse stance, 45 stance. Horse stances are the worst because like your back straight, you got your fists right here, and then you're squatting basically at a 45 like angle, but your feet are like adjacent, and yeah,
You're just holding that position.
Yeah, you're holding that position. Like, well, for your black belt test, you got to hold it for an hour.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
But in the form
this changes it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh.
But I never made it to black belt because of COVID, and I was moving to college, and a lot of stuff happened during then. I think my Kung Fu's instructor's business closed down during COVID, but I think it's back up running. But yeah, it was like bad timing. But I was like, I could have tested for black belt, but.
So what belt were you?
Huh?
What belt were you?
I was brown belt.
So does it follow? Is it go white, blue, purple, brown, black?
Close. Well, there's no purple, but was so. In the kids class, you get stripes. So like the stripe would represent the color that's coming. So like you get a white belt, yellow stripe, then yellow belt, and then yellow belt, green stripe, and green belt. But in the adult class, it would go like this. So it would be white belt, yellow belt, green belt, blue belt, brown belt, black belt. And that took me to become a brown belt. Took me 7 years.
Dang.
Yeah.
So what age do you transition from the kids to the adult? Like 16?
I think 16. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what were you? So you did it before you were 16, right?
Yeah.
So you got to a certain belt, and then you had to. Do you go back to white?
No.
No. Okay.
No. You start with the same belt. It's just like yeah. I mean, yeah. So like if let's say you were yellow belt. I don't even remember what belt. I think I was a green belt when I started the adult class. But yeah. I had the green belt in the kids class, and then I started as adult class. And dude, it was so intimidating. Like I had to spar adults in the adult class, and some of them went a little hard, bro. And I'm like, holy crap! But did I get my ass beat sometimes? Yeah, but it's very humbling.
That's part of it.
But it's also like, it's not like people are killing each other in there. It's like it's also like a respect thing, and there's rules to it. It was very it's very highly regulated, and like usually what would happen is like everybody would be sitting against the wall, and then when it's your turn, you'd spar someone. They would have like stations, or you'd just be those two people sparring in the middle of the room. It's like kind of intimidating because everybody's watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that, and sometimes you do staff sparring, which was pretty fun. And like obviously we're all like protected. Like we have headgear, shin pads, gloves, mouthpiece.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you do the staff sparring. What was the other two you said?
Staff sparring, stick sparring. Weapon sparring was like kind of not rare, but we didn't do as much.
What would the weapons be?
Huh?
What would the weapons be?
Just like a staff, like a long wooden, like a not a. Well, we didn't actually spar with like actual staff, but we were like it was wrapped in foam and duct tape, and then we had a stick, to like spar with. Okay. And those are the only two weapons we sparred with, I think. Yeah. And the sparring that I really enjoyed was stand up, because I feel like it's realistic. Sparring I did not enjoy was jiu-jitsu, which was ground, because like I would my endurance was horrible. I'm a pretty light guy. I mean, back then I was even lighter. I was like 120, younger, sparring against like some dude who's not in my weight. I mean,
yeah, no, jiu-jitsu is one, but I mean, it's one of the ones where you can still win that fight.
Yeah.
Once you learn the technique, but it takes you like, I think the average is like 10 years or something to get your black belt.
Oh,
if you're doing it like multiple times a week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I did jiu-jitsu for like 2 months. I was in California right before COVID, and yeah, that was brutal. They don't even let you spar. So in jiu-jitsu, you get when you have your white belt, and then I think you have to get 4 white stripes, and then you get your blue tape.
Oh, wow.
Your blue belt. So
it's like it
usually takes like a year to year and a half to get your blue belt. Yeah. If you're consistent.
Yeah.
And so I got once. They don't even let you spar until you get your first stripe. So it took me like a month and a half to get my first stripe.
Dude.
And then
let's go.
Yes. I still got it in the closet somewhere. I'm gonna go. I gotta sign up for one eventually.
They're expensive though. That's the thing.
They are.
But on that, I think I'd like, not to shit on other places, but I feel like there's other places out there that just promote people like just like that.
Yeah.
And then there's people like the one that you went to and the one that I went to where it takes time, you know. And I think those ones are like the ones that are more focused on like you actually learning the art and not just like progressing. Because like my Sifu, like he made sure that I like was understanding each part of the learning process, and that's something I really look back and appreciate. And yeah, and also another thing, like I don't know if you guys did this in jiu-jitsu, but like we were not allowed to like wash our belts because it would like represent like all the suffering and all the pain and all the hard work we've like it's like a
interesting
symbolic thing.
I was never told not to, but I never did wash it. So I don't know.
I mean, you could, but I mean, it's like not preferred. But
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you bow before you enter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
I think it's a common thing amongst like all martial arts. I think.
Yeah, I think, I'm not mistaken, there was it went like Yi Bei, Shuli Tong She, and then there was another one, and then, like after when we bow out, we say She She, which means thank you. But like, yeah, it was like I was like, what in the world are they saying when I first came? I was like, that sounds cool, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to get back into it. It's really fun, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I was getting destroyed. I think I won one sparring event out of like 50.
Really?
Because I had no clue what I was doing. Dude, that's what's up. Yeah, I was like, oh, I finally got one. But like, I was getting destroyed. My main thing was like, if they like usually like they could get my back or something like that. But usually like it was like hard to tap me. Like I would refuse to tap. That was my thing. But like,
because it's also like every guy or girl, I mean, ego is a thing when you like, because you don't want to be the one who loses, you know.
Yeah.
But I kind of saw it as like I used to think like, okay, like I need to win this, but like I think something that I've learned is like it's more of like a learning experience. Like I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose. I want to if I'm able to block certain things and land some hits and that's like solid. Use some good techniques, that's what matters, you know. Now granted, I don't know what would happen in real life. Hopefully nothing happens, but you know, real life stuff's a lot different because I mean we were in a controlled environment the whole time. So like I don't know about for you, but like at the jiu-jitsu place I went to, it was kind of like, the people that stayed, like there would be new people that would come in and like get to like because I think they did like a free trial for a week. They'd come in and then they would like body slam or like do things that like you're not supposed to do. And then they kind of just like weed themselves out. Like they don't stick around. Like it's interesting. Like they just want to have like a hype power trip.
Yeah. And then
those people. We had those people too.
Yeah.
Then they come out and they're like, all right, your behavior, you gotta go. Like you can't hurt these people. Like these people, you know, are good people. They're just trying to learn, you know. And like, don't get me wrong, there were some of my colleagues who, you know, did get a little butthurt about like certain matches, but
that'll happen.
There's just ways to handle it.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's not like even like those people, I feel like are not as bad. Like they're like the people that are like really the ones that are like gonna throw a temper tantrum or like try to like body slam you like on your neck. Like I usually don't. You don't really see them in like martial arts gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Well, because like there's a precedent too. It's like it depends on the master, or the sifu, or the instructor. Because if they set a precedent, like we had a rule wall, like 20 rules. I remember, dude, you reminded me of memories. But we had a rule wall, and I think one of the rules was like no overuse of like force, or like no like don't let your emotions get to it, like that type of thing. That type of thing, and yeah, I think as long as you have like a good instructor that sets that precedent, I think it's good. But like the type of things, like if that stuff happens in dojos all the time, the probably instructor's not that good with setting the ground rules.
Yeah, a lot of the instructors are, or at least the ones that like I met, they're like if you're like a white belt or brown belt or like a white or blue belt, and you like do something and you're like trying to be like all bad, they'll be like, all right, let's go, like let's spar.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Yeah, no, that's real too, because there's also a thing called a grandmaster, and if you didn't show respect to the grandmaster and you did a certain thing, you're acting stupid as hell. Like I remember him saying like that would be considered like you're challenging him, and like to the death. To the death. Yeah, so like it's a real thing. Like that's why I think that's also why also I was a little uptight in high school too, because it was like the kung fu culture, and that I was always kind of programmed in a respectful environment. And then when I got to college, I loosened up, and I was like, okay, I can actually be myself. Well, I mean, I was myself, but it's like, yeah, that come out.
It's like a different version of you.
Yeah, it was a growing process.
Yeah, that's high school.
Yeah,
high school is the worst, best place, I guess, to learn yourself and figure everything out.
100%.
Yeah, as long as you don't. I mean, I guess there's some people that probably stay the same. I feel like everybody I've known from high school, they're like a little
changed a little bit.
Yeah, they're like not the same person,
dude.
If you are the same person, I feel like there's some issues going on.
Yeah,
like
yeah, I agree. I have some friends that have went to high school with me. They've changed a lot in good ways, ways. But yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, and oh, you want to? I guess we can.
What's up?
I was gonna say, what did you think about? I mean, I don't want to get. Oh wait, I don't want to get like crazy or nothing like that.
Yeah, you're good. Throw it out.
Oh yeah, how was traffic? I was gonna ask about that.
Dude, is this crazy? I'm kidding. Just kidding. Dude, traffic was pretty good. I know I came a little later. My bad.
No, you're good.
I was eating some food, but no, honestly, traffic's pretty good. I think just the part that gets pretty hectic is like when you know that weird exit 38 where you're turning left and then you see the city in the horizon. That's like where it starts to get a little annoying. But other than that, it's good. I mean, it's not your fault or anything. It's just Charlotte. But yeah, July 4th was crazy, dude.
Yeah, I went to the Charlotte Knights game and they had like a whole event, and it was,
dude, it's so expensive though. I was wanting to go with my girl, but dude, it's
I
like,
bought those tickets and I was like,
it's at $60, and then we looked and it was like with plus tax and fees is like 120. I was like,
the fees are ridiculous. I was like, you know what? This is just for the month of July.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, you live life, you got to pay for experiences. So,
but yeah, no, I was asking about traffic because if y'all didn't know, I guess whenever I post this, it's not gonna be the same time. But yeah, Trump's here, which is
we were talking about that Bojangles, bro.
Crazy.
Is it like as we speak, or because I saw a notification say he was gonna be here, but I didn't know when.
It was supposed to be at 6 p.m., 6:30, I think is when it's supposed to start.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, damn,
which is crazy. I'm like,
may take me a little bit after I head out, bro.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yo,
like traffic.
Can I crash, bro? Okay,
you can stay. It's whatever.
But
no, I still can't believe he almost got assassinated, which is ridiculous.
Dude, yeah, no. I figured that's where you're going.
Yeah. Well,
no, but dude, bro, how do you feel about that?
I think, all right, so I was talking to my boy about it. He was like, dude, the conspiracy theories are going crazy. Like, I haven't really been like paying attention, but he was like, man, he might have set it up himself to get shot at. And I was like, I don't think I would trust. There's no one in the world I don't think I would trust to like shoot near me.
I don't think it was a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, the only sketchy thing that I saw was the audience, like how they reacted. Because I thought that was weird. It's like if you hear a gunshot and it's like in your direction, I would assume everybody's panicking and running away and like stampeding over each other. But they all kind of just looked and then started squatting. I mean, they were panicking, but like, you know, I thought it would react more. That's the only sketchy thing I thought, but I don't think it was like a stunt. I think it was a real thing.
Yeah, I think we're weird like that. Like I think like we rubberneck when we're like we see a wreck or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you want to go and look, and it's like somebody could be like their guts spilling out, but you're gonna like
yeah.
People still want to look at it. I think it's just people want to like maybe see like if he like did get shot, like they want to see like it happen like with their own eyes, even though like they may not want to see it, but like people I feel like just want to see.
They're curious.
things.
It's the curiosity, you know. But
and that's how you get.
That's one reason. Like I'm not really too much into the political space,
Me
but
neither.
yeah. But I that's why like I don't like when people say like, yo, dude, like you should like go out and like go like protest on the street or like go out and like go to the rallies. But like that's what happened that day when he like the assassination attempt, like stuff like that, the safety. I know the Secret Service and like all those people are on locked in, but like there's always that slim chance that something could happen. Yeah, you know. Yeah,
I'm a big proponent of, which I don't think people like agree with this topic, but I'm usually like, if you want to make something like change, like if you really want to, instead of like going for a protest, like if you just, I was like, get a lot of money and you can make anything.
Yeah, I mean, money does rule the world.
Like if Elon Musk had such a big problem with Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, he took it over.
Yeah, he took it over. Like that was, he fixed his worry.
The thing is though, there's a lot of people in this world who don't have enough money, so that's why. But also, I do think protesting's fine. I just think like people sometimes put themselves in vulnerable situations when they don't think they do.
Yeah, because I'll be like, where was I? I was in Uptown for something. It was like St. Patty's Day or something like that. But like I was just like we could easily like, we're all like susceptible to like an easy terrorist attack like right now. Yeah. And I was like, people don't even like think about that. Yeah. Like I'm like always like worried, like looking around, like.
Yeah. And I mean, you could say the same thing about concerts and things like that.
That's true.
But I feel like it's more vulnerable when it's something more political usually, because I think that generates a lot more conflict than a concert. True. You know. But hey, I do respect people who do protests. It's a safety. I feel like it's a safety hazard sometimes.
It can be. Yeah, it can be a big issue if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Or somewhat security or something like that.
Yeah.
So what TV show you watching right now?
Dude, that's a good question. So I've been watching. Dude, well, first of all, Breaking Bad was a great show. I watched that with my girl
for the first time.
My friend, he put me on. He's like, bro, you should watch this. I wasn't really fucking with it first, but then.
At what part did you start liking it?
I think whenever he went to the, I don't want to, no spoilers.
Oh yeah. Well, no.
Well, it's not. It's like a little small detail,
it's also a very old show.
Yeah. When he like bought the car wash, or no, yeah, whenever he like the car, he quit his job at the car wash, and then he started cussing out his boss.
That was season 1.
I think so, but it's like whenever when he turned the leaf.
Okay, so it wasn't like super deep into the show. I thought you were gonna be like when Gustavo showed up. That's when you started liking the show.
No, that was crazy though. That like it. I like. I think what I didn't like it at first was because it's so slow paced. But then it speeds up, and that's why I liked it a lot. But what I'm watching right now is Better Call Saul. I've been watching that.
Is it a prequel or is it after? I can't remember.
I think it's like.
Or is it not
connected? I feel like it's a prequel and a sequel because it's like I feel like the first season, like the first few seasons are what happened before Breaking Bad, but then I think the last season's what happens like a little bit after.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think the last season came out pretty recently.
Do you like it better?
No, I still like Breaking Bad better. I just think dude, it's just It's just something entertaining about a dude who's trying to support his kids through a drug dealing business.
Yeah, I've seen like a couple. Like I've watched it. Like, dang, I need to rewatch it because I was talking.
That's definitely good
to my barber about it, and I completely forgot like most of like season 5.
Oh yeah.
And like, so I was like, I gotta rewatch it. So,
dude, you know who my favorite character is though?
Who?
Mike, bro.
Really?
Yeah, the cop, the detective or whatever. He's just so funny.
His brother. Wait, no, you're talking about his brother-in-law?
Wait, no. No, the guy that he kind of sounds like Sylvester Stallone. He's like, no.
Oh, that's your favorite character? I thought you were talking about his brother-in-law. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't know his brother-in-law, but no, not his brother-in-law. But
what's his name? Do you remember?
Walter's brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Brother-in-law?
DEA agent. I thought this.
Yeah. Oh, Hank.
Hank.
That's right.
Hank.
I used to like Hank because he was like funny at first, but then I don't know. Hank's cool.
I mean, they did a good job with that show of like I mean, it's like an anti-hero show. I did like a class on anti-heroes and like all of those like type of shows like The Sopranos or like The Wire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where you're like supposed to hate the guy.
Yeah.
Because he's the villain.
Yeah.
But like you kind of like him.
Keeps you engaged.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think I really liked about that show is because like it could like the way it was painted, it's realistic. Like, all right, what I was like in the back of my head, I was like, when is this dude gonna get caught? Like,
yeah.
And Jesse was a good character too. Jesse Pinkman, God, dude, that guy's a good actor.
Jesse was a solid character. Yeah.
I'd like to meet him one day. That'd be cool.
Well, they hang out a lot, don't they? Have you seen like videos of that?
Walter and Jesse?
Yeah, they'll like go to like a bar and like become the bartenders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like promotions. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Y'all just hanging out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be cool to hang out with, honestly. But yeah, no, so yeah, I like that it's more realistic and also it was short.
Yeah.
Like they kept it 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it 15 like The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah. Or like Game of Thrones, I think it's like 9.
Whoa. Relax.
How many?
Game of Thrones is 8 seasons.
8 seasons.
And it would
I don't know. I'd never watched it, but
Game of Thrones would have been good cuz that's my top 2 show. Game of Thrones would have been good if like the author of the books, George R.R. Martin, he's still writing like the last book and he's taking forever. And the directors of the show, the writers, didn't want to wait for him to put the book out because they were already on season 6. And so they just kind of asked him like, hey, like give us some advice. And he gave them like a little bit. And then they wrote the last 2 seasons and they're garbage.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the writing was atrocious. Like the ending to like a lot of the characters was just like so bad.
Really?
Yeah. So everybody hates the show because of the last, like if it would have ended season 6 instead of the last 2 seasons, it would have been one of the greatest shows probably, like arguably like of all time. But they wanted to go, and then they also, so like the show used to be 10 episodes a season. Then the 7th season they did like 8, and then the last season they did like 6 because they were trying to they were trying to speed it up so they could like go work on other projects. I guess like the writers. And
they basically got lazy.
They got really lazy, and because I guess they didn't know what to do. Like they didn't want to like fill it up. I guess so. Yeah, that's where it fell apart. But
I've heard cool things about Green Friends, so that's one I gotta put down.
House of the Dragon, they're redeeming themselves right now, so we'll see. It's like a prequel, but it's like a 150 year to 200 years ahead prequel. So it's like not really connected. Yeah, but they're fixing their stigma right now, but it's different writers. That's why. So
that's pretty cool. I have to check that out. Yeah. I was gonna say one that I'm wanting to watch. My girlfriend's watching right now. I don't know if you heard of this YouTube channel called Architectural Digest.
Yes, they do like interviews, right, with people in their house.
Yeah, interviews with people in their house. Sometimes music producers. I like watching. That's how I started watching. I was like, they're interviewing. I think some EDM producer. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Dead Mouse. But yeah, and then they have these realtors who like speak and they talk about like, oh, this is a $15 million apartment in New York City. And then they like go through the apartment, and then me and my girlfriend, we just like start rating them. Like, you're like, I don't think that's worth 15 million. And we're like, what would you rate that? And then like but there's a new show on Netflix called something Keeping Up with Manhattan or something like that, Manhattan. And it looks pretty interesting, so I may watch that.
Keeping Up with Manhattan.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if it's called Keeping Up, but it has the word Manhattan in it, and it's like kind of the vibe of Architectural Digest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool. I do like those Architectural Digest videos. Those are
yeah, like them just like touring houses or just like talking to you about or apartments or whatever. I find that pretty interesting.
You see those expensive houses, you're like, bro, what? How can you?
I feel like it's not even worth the money sometimes, but I think they just overprice things. But
Because people pay for it.
yeah, like there was one, I think the first episode of that series is on YouTube, and they're talking about like this is the most expensive apartment in New York City, and it like you can see Central Park, and I think it is worth the money, but it's a shitload of money.
Is it in that Billionaires building? You know what I'm talking about?
It's right next to Billionaires Row. It's like across from Billionaires Row.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not in that one? Dang.
I don't think it's in Billionaires.
That's crazy.
I don't think it is. I'm not sure. But it's like top level. There are certain parts where I'm like, they could have done better, but I think for it to have that view, I think you're paying for the view when it comes to like New York City apartments, which I get.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, New York City apartments are ridiculous.
Maybe one day I'll get, I don't know. I honestly, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't know, man. It's a lot of money.
Stay hopeful. You probably get it eventually. But yeah, we are at 2 hours.
Dang.
So we should probably wrap it up. It kind of flew by, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We're gonna go outside, it's gonna be dark.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking so too.
It's gonna be dark. But yeah, I guess before I let you plug, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on the podcast. You're definitely one of the most articulate fellows I've ever met. Yeah, you're very good at communicating and like just like I was like texting you, like first time I texted you, I was like, dang, this dude is like very articulate with his like text. I was like, what the heck?
Thanks, bro.
I was like, all right. I was like, no wonder he got a 90 on that first test.
Dude, I got lucky, bro.
Dude, the half the class failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Definitely want to get you on again. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let him plug where y'all should go check out his new music.
Oh, bet, bro. So thank you guys for watching. I'm coming out with a new music from my upcoming EP. It's called Lies, made by me, Josh Molai. Make sure you go check it out. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Amazing things take time.
Sweet. See you, everybody.
Peace.